You see? I told you guys this progress of making game reviews and movie reviews would take a lot quicker to do. So, now we're going to be looking at another live-action movie, which was directed by one of the best directors in the movie industry, Steven Spielberg, with his most recent movie, Ready Player One. This movie is based on the science fiction novel of the same name released on the 16th of August of 2011, and like I mentioned was directed by Steven Spielberg, who's done such movies as Indiana Jones, E.T., Jaws, Jurassic Park, and many more. This movie was really highly anticipated from people who knew about this movie being made, or when the first trailer dropped. I didn't really watch the trailers. I think I only watched the second trailer release and that was it. From what I saw, it did look like a great movie, and now that I've seen it, I can say that, well, while it was epic, it does fall flat on its face from time to time, but I liked it. So what's the story to this movie? This movie is set in the year 2045, with the world on the brink of chaos and collapses, but the people have found a salvation in the Oasis, which is a virtual reality universe created by James Holday? I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Holday created a digital Easter egg hidden somewhere in the Oasis. Everyone is on the search for the Easter egg. A guy by the name of Wade Watts, also known as Parvessel? I don't know, is one of the people in the contest to find the Easter egg. He joins along with some other players in the Oasis like Samantha Cook, known in the game as R3 Helen Harris, known in the game as Urk, I don't know, I really don't know, all join together in searching for the keys to reach to the Easter egg, while avoiding being caught in the real world by the villain Nolan Sorrento. Wait, what? Now, I haven't read the novel of the same name, as, well, I don't really care to read novels myself. I'd rather have a novel be a movie instead, or a TV show, why not? There's lots of problems with novels. I wouldn't say what they are, but I highly recommend you go check out my friend Nolan Foltz's video on novels versus films. It's a really good video, and he explains pretty much what I would say about novels and films. Anyways, so the story is decent. Some people call it Reference the Movie. I kinda call it the Wreck-It Ralph of live action. It has all these well-known characters, but it has a bit of trouble with keeping the story really engaging for many people. The only difference in Wreck-It Ralph is that it isn't relying on references, well, most of the time, and it was a better movie. I will say the best part of the story will be the action sequences, as it does start to make bits of the plot go somewhere. But with all the references in this movie, it does make it a bit underwhelming. Now, I kept mentioning that there is references in this movie. Like, a lot of references. There's references to past movies like The Iron Giant, The Shining, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and many others. There's even references to video games like Battletoads, Overwatch, Halo. There's lots of others too. However, the one I liked seeing is, of course, I can say this as it was pretty much shown to the public, being Sonic the Hedgehog. It was quite nice seeing him in there, and since this is a live action movie, I feel like that Sonic CGI model in the upcoming Sonic movie. I don't know, again, this movie has like a crap ton of references, but that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. A similar thing can be said for the movie Pixels, as, well, that's a movie review for another day. So basically, this movie relies on references a bit too much. Now, for the original characters in the story, some characters act like the normal, unlikely young hero that does a lot of research and continues along with the quest, and the friends help out on the journey, and gives tips as well. I would say the characters by their names, but it is pretty clear who is that type of character in the movie. I know that I'm hitting this movie a bit hard, but don't get me wrong, I do think this is a decent movie. But the way it's put together and how many references there is, it again makes the movie underwhelming. I think it's the action scenes and the finale that is the best parts of the movie. I like how the Oasis looks and how the world of 2045 looks. The CGI is pretty good. To be honest, I think most of the budget that was on the CGI went to the characters that they got the rights to. There is some good CGI put onto the main characters, but as usual for live action movies, the CGI is pretty standard. They tried to make it look more new and high tech, but it's hard to say. They use the CGI a lot, seeing as most of the movie is set in the Oasis, which does make sense. So the CGI is pretty good, but nothing really groundbreaking to me. The music in this movie is also pretty decent. This movie has old songs like Staying Alive and Take On Me, but it does also have its own original score, and it actually is pretty good. I wasn't engaged into the slow versions of the music, but from the action sequences that had the original score, I think it was a pretty nice job. Though, I think other movies like Batman v Superman, any of the Pixar movies, and my favorite animated movie, Kubo and the Two Strings, had better scores. But from what was there, the music is pretty good in my opinion. Overall, Ready Player One was a pretty decent movie. It did have high hopes, but it pretty much fell flat on its face. But not all of the movie was underwhelming. Again, like some of the characters they had the rights to, the action scenes, the music, the CGI, the Oasis, and what the world of 2045 looks like. That was all pretty good, but it was ruined by the story and the simple characters. I can definitely say that Ready Player One was very disappointing in terms of story. But it isn't a terrible movie. I don't really know how I'm gonna recommend this movie. If I recommend it to people who have not seen the past stuff, so stuff like from the 70s, 80s, or 90s, they're not gonna get any of the stuff that's actually going on. But if I recommend it to the people who read the original book, they're probably just gonna be complaining a lot of what's in the movie and what's not in the movie that's in the book. And if I recommend it to people who actually lived in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, they're probably gonna be relying too much on nostalgia. But I mean, sure, I've done that sometimes, but not to everything. I guess if you're a fan of Steven Spielberg's work, like a really big fan, then I guess you can go watch it. Or you're a fan of any CGI live action movie, you can go watch it. Otherwise, I'd say it's best that you wait till the DVD comes out, or wait till it airs on TV as a movie special. Man, I really thought this was going to be an amazing movie, but I guess I was left very disappointed. But, I mean, again, the action scenes, they were epic. Seeing some of the characters, they were great to see. And plus, despite the story and characters not being so great, I still liked it. So, it's not the greatest movie ever created, but it could have been better. Now let's just hope that the next movie is going to be much better. Oh, fuck.